You don't want to make cold calls anymore, right? Of course you don't. It's 2020 and cold calling just doesn't work to drive new business successfully. So today I'm going to break down for you 7 strategies you can use instead of cold calling to grow your business through 2020, 2021, and beyond. I'm Samantha Russell, and let's jump right in. But first, I want to tell you a quick story. So there's an advisor client that we work with, and he works specifically with corporate executives. And what he found in 1 month was that 37 people found his website from searching terms related to capital gains and taxes. Of those 37 people, 15 booked a meeting on his calendar through his scheduling app to meet with him and to learn more about how he could help them. So that's a 40% conversion rate. That is insane. But 37 people visiting your website might not sound like a lot, right? The goal of your website and the goal of all your marketing is to connect with the right people, not a million people. So tip number 1, define your niche. The more targeted you are in who you work with, the more specialized content you can create, and the more that the right people will find your website after doing a search with a particular question that they have that you can help them answer. So tip number 1, define your niche as granular as possible. Tip number 2, create a 1-line value proposition. So let's juxtapose these two. I help people get to financial freedom. Boring. Doesn't help anybody, right? It doesn't help you think, oh, that person works with people just like me. But let me read you 2 other value propositions that clients of ours at 20 over 10 are actually using. We work with tech-savvy dentists, eye doctors, and physicians that want a better solution to their taxes and their finances. That's number 1. Number 2, we specialize in helping sales professionals build strategic financial plans that take into account the high pressures, potential job volatility, time demands, and variable compensation structures inherent in the sales profession. Both of those value propositions are packed with information helping the person that you're trying to connect with understand how you are an expert in helping other people just like them with the problems that they have. So tip number 2, create a powerful 1-line value proposition. Okay, tip number 3, become a thought leader. I love this quote from Jason Fried. He said, instead of trying to outspend, outsell, or outsponsor your competition, out-teach them. And that is because in today's world, we are no longer sold. We have a problem, we go online, and we look for solutions to that problem. So the more you can teach others what they need to know, give that information away for free, the more people will end up coming back to you, looking to work with you because they see you as the expert. So tip number 3 is become a thought leader. Tip number 4, leverage Google reviews. A review and a testimonial are not the same thing, so please do not get those confused. Google is the publisher and they are in control of the review. So if people leave a review for you, it does not go against compliance rules and it's okay. The only thing you want to make sure you do, don't ever ask for reviews in writing. Don't like or comment on any reviews, whether they're positive or negative, and do not republish those reviews anywhere else. So as long as you do those 3 things, you are good. But reviews are social proof, and Google wants to see how others are liking your business, how good of service you're providing, if you're doing what you say you do. So it's lending authority to your business. So the more reviews you can get, the more positive reviews you can get, the better. All right, tip number 5 is to use case studies to create further social proof. So of course you cannot talk about and interview a client that you necessarily helped and go into all of the details, but you can talk about in generalities how you're helping people solve real problems. So I love this tweet here from an advisor who he's saying student loan planning can be one of the biggest value adds for clients that we work with. And then he says new clients in the wrong payment plan and not filing taxes correctly. He made 2 tweaks to save them over $5,000 a month. It's one of the few planning areas you can show savings immediately and show how powerful. So I love this because it's social proof. It's showing that he knows how to make small tweaks to find those small little areas that can add up to big savings in your financial plan. All right, tip number 6, claim and optimize your Google My Business listing. Google My Business is a free app that anyone can use. It allows you to tell Google exactly what your business is all about, and it allows you to actually get found more by the right people. So step number 1, you want to claim your Google My Business listing. Step number 2, include categories that you want to increase the chances of your firm showing up for. Tip number 3, you want to make sure you have a full business description, and then add 6 or more photos, because the more photos you have, the more Google likes that, and it will often show your listing more than others. So you can add a picture of your office, of your team, whatever, just 6 or more photos. And then make sure that your listing is local. You want to have a local phone number. That really helps show that it's local to the area. And then of course, get reviews like we talked about. Okay, and then the last thing to go from cold calling to an inbound growth strategy is to use social media. So pick 2 platforms you want to be the most active on and go all in on those platforms. I want you to try your very hardest to post at least 5 times a week on the 2 platforms that you have chosen, and post a variety of content types. So videos like this, it can be a podcast, it can be a checklist, it can be a really cool image, it can be a link going back to your blog. But every single time you post, you want to make sure you're including hashtags that you want to get found for. And don't think about the hashtag that you are using. Think about the ones that your potential audience would use. So for instance, when I post this video, I'll use a hashtag like wealth management or financial planning or investment management. That's not what this video is about, but that's the hashtags that my target audience is following. So if you work with physicians or dentists, think about the hashtags that they would follow and use those hashtags when you post. I hope that these 7 tips are helpful to you. Remember, no longer are people being sold to. Cold calling does not work the same way that it used to. Instead, you want to utilize an inbound marketing strategy, because that is the best way to grow in 2020 and beyond. I'm Samantha Russell, and if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, because every week we drop a new video just like this one to help you grow your business through inbound marketing.